Welcome back, everybody. In the last video you saw where my car made 355 rear wheel horsepower and 331 foot-pounds of torque. In this video I'm going to install a JLT cold air intake. I wanted to make sure I didn't leave anything on the table. Let's get started. Here we've got the two intakes side by side. You'll notice that the filter is much bigger for the JLT. And something else is this Ford Racing has the baffles on the bottom since it's the stock one that came with the Bullitt. That's designed to reduce noise from the intake. Not a huge fan of those, but the heat shield is really well designed. That's a great looking piece there. So yeah, the other big difference is the math on the Ford Racing is 85 millimeters, I believe, and the JLT is 110. So I believe that's potentially where I'll pick up a few horsepower. Also, if you'll look, the inside of these, the JLT is almost like glass. I mean, it's really smooth in here. Where if we pick up the Ford, we look in there, and it's got all these baffles. Again, I believe that's for noise, and so that could be something. It's probably not too much, but so this is where the cold air intake shield goes. It attaches right here, and it attaches in between the fan shroud and the radiator right here. So we want to take that 8mm bolt out and replace it with some JLT supplied hardware. Got the tube in there, got the heat shield on. I did learn something though. The JLT instructions say to put the tab in between the fan shroud and the radiator, but I had a lot more room between the power steering reservoir and the tube when I put it on the front side. So I feel better about it where it is now, so I'm gonna leave it there. So now all that's left is to get the filter on there and to load the tune. JLT completely installed. Looks pretty good in there. There is one thing I'd like to point out. I've got my passenger side oil separator. It's not gonna work with the fitting that comes on the JLT intake. So I have a little bit of beef with them about that. You would think that their parts would work together. But other than that, it looks to be a pretty well-made intake. I did think the fit of the shield and the tube could have been a little bit better. I had to modify things, like I said, a little bit with this power steering reservoir. But I'm looking forward to see what the numbers are. In the next video, we're gonna head back over to Southern Outlaw Performance to see if the JLT cold air intake gives me any horsepower gains. If you like this video, be sure to like and subscribe, and stay tuned for next time.